Happy holidays and welcome to my channel. I am taking you along to Birkdale Village, which is in Huntersville, North Carolina. It's about 30 miles north of uptown Charlotte. So it's one of those areas that's on the outskirts. And it's one of my favorite places because it is so unique. It is a mixed use property where you have commercial property like retail stores, restaurants, eateries, movie theater, and then above those stores you have condos and apartments. They are so unique, and there's all types of stores here. So it's wonderful if you could live here and just come down and enjoy the shops, but it's not too far off the highway. The parking is free, and I'm saying that because Atlanta, Georgia has quite a few places like this, but parking, you have to pay for it, and parking is free here. Behind all of the stores, there is a small community of cottage-style homes. I am going to try and take you back there in this video so you can see how they're made. And they are single-family homes, but then across the street, they have larger homes that range between 500,000 and a little over $1 million. They are on a golf course, and beyond that, they also have a 55 and older community. Charlotte has a lot of 55 and older communities. They're very unique because this is a very transient area. People are moving here from all over, not just the United States, but the world. And with those moves, oftentimes, their parents follow. So those communities are great for those active parents that still want their independence, but be close to their families. But in this video, I'm just concentrating on Birkdale Village. I wanted to share with you the beautiful Christmas lights. Keep watching. I will be back. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave me some comments. I love to carry on the discussion down there. In this middle section of Birkdale, they renovated it during COVID. And as you can see, there's still some pieces that are going to be built up. I'm excited to see what they're going to be, but they've done a great job with this center island that was just grass before COVID. And now it is a very useful family-oriented entertainment kind of area. This whole section is called Urban Burb, and it's because it's an urban concept, but it's in the middle of the suburbs. And here you can see, I'm just showing you, some of the condos and apartments that they have. I'm walking and coming towards where the valet parking and concierge is. The concierge is really neat because if you live here, you can have packages delivered and they'll receive them there for you. If you are enjoying your day at Birkdale, maybe you took the Uber there, or, your car is parked maybe too far and you want to not just eat at the restaurants, maybe you want to catch a movie or something. The concierge can also hold your packages, which is really a neat thing. And this fireplace, I was surprised it is giving off heat. I think that's a very unique feature too. And I noticed, and you'll see throughout, there are a couple of other fireplaces that are outdoors. One of the reasons why I had to do the voiceover is because there's music piped. Even though this is outdoors, there's music playing. And, I just didn't want to get striked for it. I actually did when I uploaded it the first time. So I took it down and I'm editing it in this way, but I am showing you the full video of Birkdale. And again, I hope that you are enjoying it. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to watch. During the holiday season, they convert this, what is typically an open area of greenery. And the greenery that you see is actually turf, but they convert it into an ice skating rink. And I always thought it was the tile rink, but this is real ice. And I was surprised because it really just started getting cool here in the North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina area. And I'm surprised the ice, can withstand our temperatures, being that they're not that hot. And as you can see, this is a theater that they have a stage, an outdoor stage, which they built around those trees. And in the nicer weather, they will have live entertainment during the football and basketball season. I haven't seen it with baseball, but they have a large screen and they'll show the games on that large screen. And they typically will have lawn chairs out, or you can bring your own lawn chair and blanket and just kind of relax and enjoy the game with the community. And I also think that's a great feature too. They also refer to this as a social space. And this is a concept that if you're on any type of city council or board for your neighborhood, your township, your city, and you have some open space that you are considering, like for mixed use, continue to check out Birkdale, because I think this concept will do well just about anywhere. And if you're trying to figure out what you can do for your community, you may want to suggest Birkdale Village. Thanks for watching. Continue to enjoy. This is not my first video on Birkdale Village. I'm just so excited to see its growth. I remember when we first moved to Charlotte back in 1999, this was not here. It wasn't even a plan for it. And we had seen it to be developed, from a few stores and just having that Anchor movie theater, which we were excited about because it was closer to our home. And now it's just so robust with great stores, unique stores, as well as some popular larger franchises. And, it's just a great place instead of going into the city and uptown, or typically places like this you'll find more in South Charlotte. But, to have it on the north side where it's not as populated per se, is definitely a great feature. Now, over 125 people move to Charlotte every single day. And, they're moving again from all over the world, but especially from larger cities like New York, Philadelphia, California, Florida, places like that. And one of the complaints that I hear, especially with young adults or people that are just used to more of a hustle and bustle, is that Charlotte is dead. There's nothing to do in Charlotte. There's plenty to do in Charlotte. It's just that most things close early. So if you're used to hanging out late, Charlotte is not the place. But if you want to enjoy yourself, have great experiences, and yeah, you'll be in your home, before probably 11, 12 o'clock at night, then Charlotte, you will enjoy it because it has all the niceties that most major cities have. Now, it is quite disappointing if you go to a concert or a play and you're expecting to also go out to do some fine dining afterwards. That might not happen because most things close around 9 or 10 p.m., even on weekends. Now, right now, as I'm filming this, it is actually Saturday night around 8:30 p.m. And most of the stores in Birkdale close between 9 and 10 p.m. So that's why you don't see many of the stores open. But you would expect with a place that has so much, kind of happening outdoors, that you would see a lot of people still just kind of enjoying the lights and whatnot, but not so much. Now, where I'm walking to is down towards the community park. That movie theater, when it first opened, my husband and I were so excited because we used to have to travel about 45 minutes to get to the closest movie theater to us. And the great thing about this movie theater, especially when we bring our kids, is that there's a small park. And if you have young children and if you're waiting for your movie to start, or if you just want them to get some energy out, this park is a great place to take them in between. And when we found it, we definitely utilized it for our 3 children when they were growing up. Also, I'm walking down towards the single family homes that are part of Birkdale Village. And remember, I said they're kind of like cottage style. They have the parking in the back of the homes with an alley that, leads to all of the garages and such. And so, as you can see here, that's the back of one of the homes with the garage. And I'm showing down the alley, and those are all the backs of those homes that's on that street. I'm not going too far into that neighborhood because I don't live there and people are not familiar with me, even though I'm sure they're familiar with just random people, from hanging out at Birkdale Village coming through, but I just don't want to encounter that. But I did want to give you a little sneak peek, just peeking down the street of one of those streets. And that's the park that I had mentioned. But yeah, that's the, one of the streets. All right. All right, continue to enjoy. So what you see here, they may look like homes, but again, that's the commercial property on the ground level, and the top 2 levels are the condos or apartments. I used to always say, the one thing that's missing, or really the 2 things that are missing from Birkdale Village, one is a great shoe store, for men and women and children's shoes. They don't have one of those. They do have a Dick's Sporting Goods store though. But the other thing is a convenience store, one where they can just get some bread, eggs, milk, just the essentials for their home to eat if they don't want to do a full grocery haul. But then I just remembered there is a Walgreens that's at the beginning of one of the entrances. And I've never been in that Walgreens. And many of you may know or not, but Walgreens is a large pharmacy store that has many different things. You can get laundry detergent there, paper towels. I think you may be able to get eggs. You can get a little bit of ice creams, maybe some milk, but of course, your prescriptions and such. And I'm wondering if this Walgreens is more stocked with things that are more essential for your kitchen than most. So next time I'm up that way, I'm going to stop at that Walgreens and see what their selection is like. If you don't have a Walgreens near you, it's kind of like it's like a CVS or a pharmacy area that you may find in a Walmart or Target, or I'm trying to think of what it's called in New York. But it's kind of like a convenience store. So I'm thinking that might be the closest thing that they have. Otherwise, there are grocery stores within driving distance of Birkdale Village. But if you live in a place where you could just about walk everywhere, why would you want to drive to the grocery store? I'm sure many people probably get their groceries delivered, and maybe that's the thing that they are doing now. I was showing some of the movies that are at this theater because it is a first run movie theater. However, it is not renovated with reclining seats, and that always surprises me. It's not a huge theater inside like a regular AMC, but because it's Regal, but it does the job. We have another Regal theater in Charlotte, and they did convert it, and they do have the reclining seats. So I don't know if they are planning on doing that renovation or what the future deal is with it. But it is convenient if you want to see a local movie. Here I'm just pointing out that this is not real grass, it's AstroTurf, which I think is brilliant. It probably definitely cuts back on maintenance regarding, watering, so the utilities and the labor to keep it up, to mow it and trim it and such. The only thing that they really do, and they do a good job at it, is planting the trees, shrubbery, flowers is always really nice and live out there. It's not just parking. It's not just, asphalt. It is definitely greenery, a nice green canopy. So I appreciate that as well. And look at the light fixtures that are in those trees. They are really unique. I actually didn't notice them until towards the end of this video, but it's just so nice and well lit. I felt very safe, even though it was late in the evening. I wasn't bothered. Some of the young people were like, oh, she's vlogging. But other than that, it was, easy breezy, not a problem at all. All right, continue to enjoy. I've never had a problem with parking. There's also garage parking there, which is also free and on the street. And then they have parking lots on the other side. I'm going to walk around so you can see the stores and such on the other side too, and the large parking lots. For all the years that I've been coming here, I've never had a challenge with finding a parking, is typically no problem. I do know that when they had the Christmas tree lighting, they had a parade here, and I was told there were about 10,000 people. So I'm sure on that day, parking was a challenge. But I think the impact of parking is lessened because maybe a lot of the people that you see out and about probably live here or near here in walking distance. I'm not sure. I do know that many of the people that I know and who are in my circle and that I interact with don't come to Birkdale at all. For some reason, they'll go to uptown Charlotte or on the south side. Birkdale is this kind of hidden gem, a best kept secret. And I don't mind. I spread the word about it. But if people don't want to come and explore and experience it, that's on them. And it keeps it nice and not crowded, which I don't prefer the crowds. So, yeah, Birkdale Village is a special place. It's my special place. Thanks for watching. Continue to enjoy. This was on December 7th, Saturday, December 7th, and it was about 32 degrees, but 32 degrees in Charlotte is not like 32 degrees in other parts, especially in the North or Midwest. You know, it's interesting. I was talking with someone who is from Ohio, and she was saying that last week was really a cold week. It was colder than it had been. But again, it is, winter. So, or, almost winter, and you should expect it to be somewhat cold, but it's not cold like it is up north. I know this time of year up north, you go outside, you breathe, you see white air coming from your mouth because it's so cold, even at 32 degrees. Here, I charge anyone that's living in Charlotte or around Charlotte, especially even in the early mornings, go outside and breathe out. Do you see any white air, from it being so cold? You don't. And it's really interesting how even though the temperature might be a cold temperature, it's not that freezing cold like a Chicago or a New York City type of cold. And that's why people love living here. When they visit, they want to stay because the temperature all year round is, pretty decent. They said we have about 250 days of sunshine here in Charlotte in the Carolinas. So just continue to enjoy. Thanks for tuning in. I was checking out this new furniture store because I love home furnishings and decor. And what I was saying in the video is that whenever I shop for furniture and how I furnished my home, I would go to all the furniture stores like this, the most beautiful furniture stores. I would see what I would love on the showroom floor and write down the model, the make, and just all the information. And I would take that information to High Point, North Carolina, to Furnitureland South, and I've done a live there too. Furnitureland South has the largest showroom floor, they say in the world, but it's probably just America at this point. But I would take it there, and I would, typically I would work with a sales consultant, and if I didn't see, or if they didn't have what I had seen in a store on their floor, they have books and books of manufacturers, and they always had the piece that I wanted. The furniture stores that you can go to off the street, just regular, they have the newest furniture that's new and out. Furnitureland South does too, but the newest furniture they typically will just have in their catalog. And you're able to still change the wood if you want oak, or if you want maple or mahogany wood. You can switch that on your furniture. The particular fabrics, any kind of leather, the grade of the leather, the color, and you get it at such a discounted price, 30 to 50% off of what you would pay in the regular store. So if you are in the furniture, in shopping for furniture, in the business of buying some furniture for maybe renovations you are doing to your home, or if you're moving or downsizing or whatever, that is one thing I highly recommend. And taking a trip to High Point, North Carolina, to Furnitureland South is definitely worth it. And here you see there is a cheesecake factory. It's been here now a little over a year. It's not as big as as many of the cheesecake factories, but it is a great it's a great ad, because the closest cheesecake factory was about just under an hour away on the south side, and that is the only cheesecake factory in Charlotte. And so this one is great to have on the north side. There's also an Apple store here. That's a great addition, and it's about a year old as well. And it looks just like a regular cheesecake factory on the inside, but it's just smaller. And again, if you look to the right, and I'm going to span over that way, that's another parking lot for Birkdale Village. Continue to enjoy. Thank you for coming along on this walking tour of Birkdale Village. I hope you enjoyed it. All the sights of the stores and the condos and the homes and just all that Birkdale has to offer. Next time you're in Charlotte area, or if you already live here and haven't been to Birkdale, I highly recommend you check it out. It's great for people of all ages. There's something for everyone. If you watched this to the end, be sure to put a heart in the comment box down below and give this a video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this tour. And if you're not yet subscribed, I invite you to join the team. I am about workforce development, career readiness, entrepreneurship, real life, real issues, and real talk. It is my pleasure sharing this and so much more with you. Thanks again for tuning in. I am Coach Sherri.